Charles McDougall out of Derby, Connecticut.
And then it will be car number 12 in the RH Two-Way Radios car from Andover, Podium, Paul French.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup. These are the SK Light Division. The story in the points in the SK Light Division is as follows. Teddy Hodgson has the lead in the point standings over Stephen Chapman in second, Noah Corner, Alexander Pearl, and Mikey Flynn with Brian Narducci to round out the top six. Matt, here they come off turn number 4. The junior stars of NASCAR are under green, and it's a scramble down into turn number 1, but Robert Bloxham looks like the guy at the points.
Amanda West a little sluggish on the start, enabling Bloxham to get off. Joey Farino has third, and to the outside of him is Jonathan Pulio.
Pulio, our Instagram driver of the night, he moves into the third spot. The tick-free Mike, Mr. Rooter Machine, looks racy, goes to the outside, thinks twice of it. Pulio dives to the bottom, off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. JP, Jonathan Pulio, a standout at the Waterford Speed Bowl, has come to Stafford. He's come to play hard, and he moves into second.
And right behind him, Samantha Anderson in car number 21, having a ferocious battle with Farino. Buckeye also in the neighborhood, but the drum major of the parade is Robert Bloxham.
There's no question about it, Matt. He has been racy in qualifying. He looks just as strong. Look at Sammy Anderson. She is high, wide, and handsome off turn number 4. Here comes Buckeye, and here comes Charlene with car number 1.
Brian Narducci currently running in the number 12 position. Battle for the lead. Here comes Pulio as he fireballs his way to the inside, getting underneath Bloxham as they whirlwind their way off the turn. New leader, Johnny P. Lightning.
There's no question about it. He is the star of the show to become leader number 2. Meanwhile, Sammy Anderson just clicked off a quick lap, but Jonathan Pulio just moved to the top of the board, 20.150. Meanwhile, trouble now. We've got one sideways, Matt. It looks like it could be.
Farino, I think it is.
Joey Farino's car.
Farino winning in John Deere country on the grass. In the lead is Pulio.
And look at Pucker. Matt, all of a sudden, Pucker is trying to move into the top 7 as Amanda West goes to the inside of Charlene in a bid for position number 5.
Sam King was in our ride car. It is in the infield, so a lot of fun for Sam King. Even more fun for Jonathan Pulio. He has the advantage over Bloxham. Then it is Buckeye leading the next contingent of cars.
Sammy Anderson gets crossed up. She's got definitely a horseshoe in the cockpit of that car because she was literally sideways.
I thought she was going to get crumpled. Like a water category.
Here we go again, Matt. A little different perspective this time. And Sammy is on the high side. Buckeye was on the Amanda West was on the inside. And they came together, and once Sammy Anderson's car, the back end of it snapped around, well, the end results was...
Hard Nose Racing, I think, was the culprit there. So it is Jonathan Pulio trying to get off to a good start. Robert Bloxham is next door. So a very critical start here on lap number 6.
And here we go.
Fires it up, and he gets the advantage. Bloxham does not come up to speed and bogs down the entire outside row.
Now that is exactly what happened to Bob Charlene a week ago. He became the victim of circumstances in that situation as well. All of a sudden, Bloxham makes a bold move down underneath, trying to make the move for the runner-up spot, but Buckeye continues to shake him off like a dog who has fleas.
Mikey Flynn moving up in car number 54. He is challenged by Wesley Trucker in car number 22. And here is Matthews making a run. Flynn, like he was fired out of a harpoon gun, moves into third.
He goes from the high line to the inside line, crosses back across. Chris Matthews, we haven't seen him run like this since days of old. He has been setting out, waiting for some parts. He's got the parts, and those parts are working, Matt, as he's now in the top 5.
He's got more than the parts. He's got the right foot.
He sure does, and Teddy Hodgson has now moved into the 10th position. Our current point leader, setting back in 10th, is
trouble in turn 4. As the car is stranded in the corner. So it is a 19 of McDougall And it brings out the second yellow of the race on lap number 9.
That is back in true racing form. Justin Bonsignor, along with all the outsiders, and ready to perform to perfection under the lights here at Stafford.
Now, I just checked out the replay. It looked like just losing it in turn number 4 was McDougal. So that was the reason for the yellow, and we are ready to fire him up again on that last 2-lap green flag area. I think the man who was most impressive was Mikey Flynn in car number 54. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off.
And I'd have to say that we have to give a couple of first runner-up awards to Chris Matthews and the rest of the gang. So as we go down into turn 2, Jonathan Pulio is still the leader of the event map, but Mikey Flynn, he really has that car running on rails. There's no question about that.
They're coming at Puleo from all directions.
Oh, Sparks. Matt, we've got one way up high by the wall. It was Alexander Pearl. What a nice save that young man pulled off.
And we are still under green, and it didn't look like that was going to be the case. Flynn, he is going to try again to derail Pulio. Pulio goes to the bottom to protect his turf. And also in the neighborhood is Mark Buckeye, a 3-way fight for first.
There's no question about it. And while that's happening, all of a sudden, we see a good battle shaping up. Moving to the front of the class, Brian Narducci. He goes 3 wide. Bonsai move to the bottom. He forces Bloxham back. Hodgson and Bloxham come together. And Hodgson, with broken front suspension, literally tried everything to keep the car down, but he ends up pinned to the outside wall, and that is a costly situation for the point leader.
That's what he's doing, and they tell us every week 3 wide doesn't work. I don't know why you're doing it, not even halfway through. So all I gotta say is he's gotta watch out next week, because I'm tired of it happening.
All right, a dejected Robert Bloxham. Let's go back.
Here we go. We've got him doubled up. It's going to be Pulio with Mikey Flynn. Now, we've already saw some muscle out of Mikey Flynn, but as they come off turn number 4, Pulio, our Instagram driver, was the guy to watch, but we got that lazy green again, Matt. And that means somebody was a little bit too anxious up in the front row. Keep your eyes also on Pearl back in the 3rd row, and Chris Matthews, who's just been really strong tonight here as well, Matt.
Boy, we thought that Pearl car was going to be wallpaper, and he is currently running in the top 5. So we are ready to refire him up.
Good start.
And it is an even start between Pulio and Flynn.
Keep your eyes on that 2nd row, Buckeye and Prucker. Prucker won his qualifying round earlier. Matthews sticks his nose in there, but Pulio is the star of the show. But here comes Mikey Flynn with a Keith Rocco type move, Matt. Did it pay off as they come back to the stripe?
Pulio is able to survive it. What a job by Pulio to hold off Flynn. But he has to do it again, because here comes Flynn out of turn number 2 in a hurry. Prucker becomes a factor. Car number 22 is hooked up on the outside.
Well, they are hungry. There's no question about it at the front of the field. Pulio drifts up the racetrack just a bit. Here comes Flynn down to the inside. Closer than most people parked to the bottom of turn number 1. Prucker, pick and choose time, Matt. And the outside, Jonathan Pulio. JP just doesn't give up. 3 cars contending for the same airspace in turn 3.
Pulio has a lot of life on the outside, but he is being challenged by Flynn as they freight train their way off the corner. It is still Pulio at the line with 6 to go.
Pulio continues to dig in on the outside. Mikey Flynn on the bottom. Flynn shakes it off. Pulio's car upset just a bit. Here comes Prucker. Here comes Pearl. Here comes Buckeye. And here comes Matthews.
And they're all after Mikey Flynn, who will have the lead with 5 laps to go. Looking for his first ever Stafford win. Pulio trying to pull away from Prucker, and capture his momentum, but it is Flynn leading by about the length of a minivan.
Well, all that's been happening. Narducci has come from the back of the pack. He's worked his way up among the top 7 cars. Off turn number 4, 16 laps now complete on the board, 4 circuits remaining. Matt, the story of this one is who's going to be on the podium among the top 3, because we've got a scramble of 4 cars trying to contend with Prucker for position number 3.
Great battle for 4th. Buckeye has it. Here comes Pearl. Alexander Pearl almost got there. The pace setter, Mikey Flynn, but the lead is starting to fade. It's only 0.3 of a second between Flynn and Puleo.
Down the back straightaway. There's no question about it. Leader is still Flynn in the front of the field. Here's the twirling 2s, Matt. 2 circuits to go. Does Jonathan Puleo have anything left to contend with Mikey Flynn, your leader? Meanwhile, Prucker, what a run he's turned in the 3rd spot. Here comes Puleo again, closing up the gap ever so slightly. Here comes Puleo. Test the waters on the high side, Matt.
Let's see if he's going to try a crossover move. One more time around. Mikey Flynn looking for his first Stafford win. Jonathan Puleo looking for his first Stafford win. It'll all be decided as they push their way into turn 3.
Puleo tries the bottom shot down into turn number 3. Jonathan Puleo takes it in deep. They touch. First and second come together. Off turn number 4. At the checker, it is Prucker to take down the win over Buckeye to finish in 2nd. And what an unbelievable finish as the top 2 cars literally hit at a ton down in turns number 3 and 4.
Prucker, Buckeye, and Pearl will get $25 gift cards. And our top rookie tonight, Ethan DeRocher, he will get a $25 card as we go to Jeff McConey in Victory Lane.
Well, I guess we're going to call you Nostradamus from now. Got a bit of a funny hand. I'm not sure what happened there. A bit too excited over it. But a great win there tonight. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, this is awesome. This is absolutely great. I could actually use quite a Band-Aid right now. That's a pretty deep cut from falling, trying to get out of the car. Thank you, Jeremiah. Oh, wow. I read that like a book. The 54 did the same thing to me a couple weeks ago. I knew they were going to touch. This is awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to actually send him over to someone that actually might need some stitches. That's a deep cut. So we're going to get, while we get this handled, celebrated a little too hard. We're going to send it over to John, who's going to talk to Mark Barkosh.
Yeah, Mark Buckeye. Buckshot comes in 2nd tonight, car number 76. Man, it was a rough finish there. What did you see going into turn number 3?
Well, I saw John trying to set up the 54 there, and he was doing a good job, and he had a good run on the inside. The 54 closed the door, and they just kind of, neither one of them wanted to give an inch. I got to thank my guys. You know, we wrecked last week pretty bad. They worked real hard all week, got this thing back together. We got it pretty close, a little bit more we need to get up, get that one extra spot. I got to thank Gino from RH2 Radios, Paul French, Joey Ferrigno. All those guys really did a bang-up job working on this car all week, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Mark, you're slowly making your way up towards Victory Lane, and the 76 looked awful tough tonight. Congratulations, 2nd place.
Thank you.
All right, Mark Buckeye, 2nd. Let's talk to our 3rd place finisher, Alexander Pearl. Pearl drove the number 7 Darling Auto Parts machine, and man, I tell you what, rough deal there at the end, but a good finish for you guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, we didn't have the best car tonight. I was just trying to avoid wrecks and make sure I was in the right position at the end. Nice to get a podium after a rough couple of weeks, and yeah, good finish. We'll keep building on it.
How about some sponsors?
I have to thank, well, first off, I have to thank my dad, Harvick, all the changes they made through the weeks, Grampy, Church, Eric, Darling Auto Parts, Cliff Nelson Motorsports, Bruce, Mike V, my Aunt Nancy, the Wheel Shop, just everybody that helps out.
Alexander Pearl having himself a great season here at Stafford. He goes 3rd in that SK Light Modified main event.
Wow, what a race. Now, I got a little excited myself. It was Brian Narducci who finished 4th and finishing 20th.
Morning, I'm feeling down. This always life's such a drag. And I can help but stare at my cue. Think about what good times we had. never been a war, but I bet it'd be a good time. That's right. Just wanna have a good time.